You know, it's funny. A lot of guys that I've talked to about cheap dating, they go, well, you know, you're like an older guy. How can you tell me about cheap dating? It's very simple. I made all those mistakes. Okay, everybody needs an Uncle Cheap Date, and I just want all the guys out there to know that I'm here for them. I've made all the mistakes. I'm going to make sure they don't make all the mistakes, and I'm officially adopting every single one of you who's watching or listening to my voice right now. You're my official nephews and in some instances nieces of Uncle Cheap Date. I'm going to teach you what Uncle Cheap Date knows so you can be a successful cheap date. Hi, I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date System. Now, you might ask yourself, what makes me an expert on cheap dating? Well, I don't know if I'm an expert, but I certainly have had my share of, let's say, unpleasant experiences, spending too much money on dates. A little quick background on me. I'm a licensed private investigator. I've probably been on 1,000 dates easy. You ever have those experiences where you spent too much on a date? Could have been $50, $100, $200. One time I spent $300 on a date and found out later, not only did she have a boyfriend, she just liked the fact I was spending money on her. She had no interest whatsoever. That kind of stuff, I hope that'll never happen to you. Reason why I am talking to you is because I have made all the mistakes. I don't want you to make any of the mistakes I've made. So that's one of the reasons why I created the Cheap Date System. It's based upon a book that I did a few years back. I've now updated it. Now it's a digital system for inexpensive dating. Make sure you go to cheapdatesystem.com and sign up for my free newsletter. And let's see if we can't save you some money and some heartache. The money you have for dating, most of it should remain in your wallet. Oh, I love this. I learned this from one of my gurus that I studied with a while back, one of my dating gurus. When you're in a bar, and by the way, a bar is not a great place generally. It's a dive bar that's great, but if it's a regular bar, a bar is not a great place to meet potential cheap date material, okay? You know, especially if it's a high-end bar. Women who go there are looking for guys who have cash, who are preferably going to spend it on them starting there, okay? One of my favorite things is when a woman says, let's say you sit down next to someone, they sit down next to you, whatever, and they go, oh, don't you want me to buy you a drink? One of the things I like to do is you look at them and you go, well, wait a minute. Why don't you buy, aren't you going to buy me a drink? Or you go, well, hold it. Are you on welfare? And you look real concerned. And they'll go, well, no. And you go, well, are you working? And they'll say yes. Or are you unemployed or getting unemployment? They'll say something about they probably have some source of income. And go, oh, great. Then you know what? I'm going to let you buy me a drink. And if they say, oh, you're so cheap, and go, wait a second. Do you believe in equal rights for women? Don't you think women should be paid the same as men? And they go, well, yeah. And you go, exactly. So I'm going to let you buy me a drink. Because otherwise, it's not fair. It's not equal rights. I want you to feel that you're equal. And now it's funny. They may make a face. They may even leave. They may even like go, oh, you're cheap. And then you go, no, you're cheap. Anyway, women get attracted to what's called cocky funny. Okay? You're being cocky, but you're being kind of funny. You're being playful, but you're not letting them run a game on you. All right? Women like that. When they see you as someone who's not a pushover, confident, you know, not going to kiss their feet. Again, women are attracted to that. And you'd be shocked at how you could create instant attraction in a woman by behaving in that way. We're out of time. I just want to say thanks for watching. I'm Bruce Brown, creator of the Cheap Date System. And I want to remind you, if you haven't already signed up for my free newsletter, okay, my free Cheap Date newsletter, go to cheapdatesystem.com and do that. Also, it'll allow you to access some interesting articles on cheap dating. So you can look at those. And you can find out more about the Cheap Date System, which, as a friend of mine says, is a lot cheaper than most guys spent on their last 2 dates that didn't even get them a kiss goodnight at the door. So, thanks for watching. Looking forward to seeing you next time, and whatever you do, make sure you have fun, but make sure you're cheap dating.